Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be doing a reading for all signs for Sagittarius season, seeing what's coming up here. All right, Spirit, what's going on for my collective for Sag season? Surrender. Nice. Yep. So surrendering to the process. Sagittarius is all about mutable fire. It is moving in the liminal spaces and being able to shed and let go anything that is causing them to be weighted down. And Sag is also, it's the fun fire sign. Not saying that the other fire signs aren't fun, but it's also about travel. It's about expansion. It's about it's the philosopher of the zodiac. So learning new things, and you can learn a lot from surrendering to the process. And then we have power. Beautiful. Yep. So some of you may be in the throes of surrendering an old way of being, really allowing yourself to move through a process that may be a bit hard. We have the Hermit here. Yep. So this is about seeking wisdom. I really feel like some of you may be using this time to do some courses, really learn and broaden your horizons in that way if you can't necessarily do travel. But the Hermit is all about turning the light inwards. So using that inner wisdom, that inner spark to glean any sort of insights onto your path, anything like that. And you may be tending to the home. We're coming up on the holidays. So a lot of you guys are really pulling into the home, making things are set up for Christmas, spending time with family. And I also feel like I need to say this for some people, that if this time is not a joyous one for you, really make sure that you are with people who love you, even if that's not family. And I also want to say that it is okay to say no to things, because this time period, it can be kind of crazy with all of the holidays, all of the parties, all of the things. But it may bring up some anxieties, and it may bring up a feeling of guilt if you can't attend things, but there's no way to attend everything. You have to make sure that you have space for your family. All right, so we have material and spiritual prosperity. This one's been coming up a lot for a lot of signs. So I feel like there's a big emphasis on the home, on the house, on the stability. So some of you may be surrendering to the moving process. You may be taking your house, home, family to a different place that'll be more suited for family. But it does feel like there may be a little bit of fear surrounding this. So surrendering to the process, and also looking at where this fear is coming from. Is it coming from just the unknown, or is there something a little bit deeper that we can look at to maybe transmute? All right, Spirit, what else is going on for my signs for Sag season? We have the Queen of Wands. Okay. Which is Aries, Leo, Sag. All right. So what do I get? Ooh, I love that. Beautiful. I get one more, Spirit. Yep. All right, we have Sun at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of us are entering into a new season of life, a new chapter, one that is more radiant, more abundant. Some of you may be expecting kids, or gearing your focus towards that part of your life, because the Sun also has to do with children. But I think that this new chapter is going to be more fruitful for you. It's going to be more fulfilling in more ways than one. And I think when you surrender to that knowledge and surrender to that knowing, it's going to make the transition easier. And I think that we're really wrapping up old cycles, old ways of being. And the world is all about completing karmic cycles. So surrendering to that process, surrendering to the big lessons that you have learned, or, you know, the pain, anything that you has not felt the most pleasant, you know, like gleaning insights and wisdom on this whole period of time, because I think that we're really about shifting timelines. We're really moving into a different timeline of the things that you may have felt fulfillment from in the past may be different now, and knowing that that's okay. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Queen of Wands crossed by the Four of Cups here. So there's some sort of just emotional discontentment or boredom, or you're like, I want more fulfillment. I want more excitement. I want to be more aligned with people, places, things that are more in resonance with who I am, because I think a lot of us have found what our passions are, what our purpose is, what lights us up. I think that's what this past chapter was all about, is finding the inner radiance and being able to wield that. Where are you wielding your energies? If the outside is not meeting the inside, then what needs to be shifted? What needs to be changed in that? Spirit, I'm going to get a little bit more clarification on that. Spirit, what else is going on here? Why is the Four of Cups here? Yeah. Total, like, moving on. Wow. Okay, well, we have 4. Ooh, yep. Yeah. Okay. So clarifying the Four of Cups, we have the Queen of Pentacles, we have the Four of Wands, we have the Chariot, and we have the Eight of Cups. Yeah. So I really do think that you are leaving behind a past life. You could literally be leaving behind a place that you have lived for years. Or you may be disconnecting from other people who you have had karmic lessons with. But I really feel like this is like moving geographically. And I feel like there's an elevation going on. So some of you may be moving closer to nature, closer to water, feeling more connected with your surroundings. And that is going to help spark a whole new part of you that is going to feel more fulfilled. And I think you've been working on this for quite some time. Queen of Pentacles, she is all about investing. She's also about nurturing and nesting, and she has really risen in her power, and she knows how to commit. She knows how to commit to a vision. And I think that that's what a lot of us have learned in the past is like, okay, I want to be here, but in order to be here, I have to do this. I have to save up more money. I have to shift my career. You know, like it's all of the foundational things that she has learned, or you have learned, in order to get to where you want to be, in order to sit on this throne. And I think you have also leaned into your partnerships, your connections, the people who have felt like they're supporting you. So moving forward from that space, moving forward into a more heartfelt expansion. And the Chariot is about travel. It is about movement and melding your experiences from the past with where you are now going. You're able to build from that resonance. You're being able to build from a space of intention. Whereas Perhaps in the past, you have been in spaces that, you know, maybe you have to be here for a job or you have to be here for family. Now you're making choices from what you want. And that is going to be opening up a whole new avenue for you. Crowning you is strength. So having the strength to leave this cycle behind, to leave people, places, things, environments that don't suit you anymore behind, and having the strength to, I'm hearing that song, You Can Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac. And knowing that your choices are valid. Your choices are, you know, you make them for you in your life. It is your life. You are the main character in your story. And allowing yourself to come from this space of strength, even if it may hurt other people, if you're not being intentional about it, but you are moving from a space of fulfillment and wanting more fulfillment, you're not doing anything wrong. We do have the 5 of Wands in the subconscious here, so let me get a little bit deeper on that. Spirit, why is the 5 of Wands in the subconscious? Why is this here? What's going on? Interesting. Okay, we have the King of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Hangman, and the 6 of Swords with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Wow. Okay. So I feel like you maybe, see, there's 2 people here and they're both looking, well, they were looking away from each other when they were down here, but now they're looking to each other. So there may be somebody who is more on the logical side of things and somebody who is acting more out of compassion or out of passion. There may be like a difference in opinion on where you are going or where you want to go. And there may be a level of stalling here. Like the thought process of moving is like, yes, I want to move. Let's do it. But where are we going to go that suits both of us, that helps both of us grow in areas that we want to, you know, like there's some sort of like compromise energy that I'm feeling with this. But also coming back to the self. And if you are, you know, with a family, with a partner, you obviously have to take in that their life is also important too. So wherever you do go, wherever you do travel, needs to be, you know, on a mutual ground. And it should be suitable for your partner, your kids, you know, just really focusing on the up leveling of that. But I feel like there may be a little bit more discussion that's needed, or maybe even just visiting different areas if you are moving. So there may just be a little bit of like, I don't feel like this is a bad thing necessarily. It just may be like a difference in wants and needs. But I do see the 6 of Swords here is moving on from a stagnant place, from stalling, from indecision. You're now actually taking up the swords and you're moving on to calmer waters. Something about water. And you get the Fool at the bottom of the deck. So this is a new life. It's a new expansive opportunity if you choose to take it. So, but that may also mean leaving behind friends, leaving behind family, leaving behind the familiar. And that may be where the fear is coming up. All right, Spirit, let's see. What cycle has the collective closed out? What cycle, or is being asked to close out? Why is the World here? Why is the World here? What's happening? Why is the World here? 9 of Wands, okay. The Lovers. And what's this? 4 of Cups. Cups. Yeah, okay. Then you have Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. So you have the World in the future position. Clarifying it is the Nine of Wands, the Lovers, and the Four of Cups. So I feel like some of you have had to make choices to close out cycles with people who were not meeting you emotionally, or you were fighting for something and not getting the results that you needed out of it. This is what is closing out. Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior. It is about like, I'm continuing to fight even though I'm exhausted. And by doing that, it didn't get you anywhere. And now with the Lovers, you have a choice to close out something to help you elevate and rise. And this Four of Cups can be with anything. This is like emotional discontent, which you have it twice. So there's something that is asking you to look at, like, where can you add more purpose? Where can you add more passion, more fire into your life? Because the Four of Cups, this is also about boredom. Where can you add more of that Sagittarius energy to help ignite more of that spontaneous energy? And that doesn't have to be like, you know, get up and go to Japan tomorrow. It can be like, you know, going a different route than you're used to going, or just doing something different to get you out of that like monotonous routine. This is Virgo energy, and Virgo is like routine, structure. But I feel like there's a need for expansion and growth. And by doing new things, you have the Page of Swords twice. You have Page of Swords in the past, and then you have Page of Swords at the bottom of the clarifying deck. So taking up this new opportunity, this new level of expansion, this new choice to do something different is going to help you feel more fulfilled and to help give you more of that abundance. Ooh, and then we've got the High Priestess under the sun. Yep, intuition's guiding you on this. Your intuition is giving you insights, and it's giving you the knowledge to make decisions. Don't let fear override your intuition. All right, Spirit, let's see. What else is going on for the collective for this Sag time? Cup, you should accept valid criticism. Bowl, plenty of material things, okay? Haystack, karma, you will reap what you have sown, okay? And then we have handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important, yeah. So also with the handshake, I get like contract energy too. So if you are moving, you may be closing on a home, you may be closing out a contract. And with this haystack, you will reap what you have sown. So that's closing out that cycle. So whatever you have put out will come back to you. And then we have cup, you should accept valid criticism. So if there is a level of perspective that you may just not be wanting to look at or see, stay open to it, you know, use your discernment on it. But if somebody is telling you something that may be a blind spot of yours, take the time to sit, hear them out, listen, because that may also be something that is keeping you in fear or a trapped mindset. Okay, and then I'm going to get some advice. Spirit, what is here for the collective? What advice do you have for the collective? Ooh, my ear's ringing in the left. Celebrate. You're being asked to celebrate a recent accomplishment, no matter how big or small. Do something special to commemorate the moment. Yeah. So if you are moving, celebrate. If you are welcoming in a child, celebrate. But letting that that energy of play in will really help you out. We have compassion. We have protect. And we have worth. Yeah. So This is also allowing yourself to know that you are worthy of blessings. You are worthy of the abundance that you seek. Sinking into knowing that you can have your wishes, your dreams accomplished, but you also have to embody knowing that you are worthy of that. And that's where this compassion is coming in. So, all right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there, but I appreciate you being here. And if you are interested in a personal reading, the link for it is in the description box below. But I hope you have a wonderful Sag season, and I will see you on the next round. Blessed be. Bye.